I haven't been this nervous for an outdoor adventure in a pretty long time. I've traveled across the continent with all the gear needed in one bag to spend 4 days traveling down the remote Jean de Terre River. This trip has some extreme parts that are gonna push my abilities, and I'm gonna be trying to get down this route, which is traditionally done in a canoe in a pack raft. Portages and the rapids will all potentially be more difficult in the pack raft, and I am much more limited in space, so my gear is on the extreme ultralight side of things. It's actually pretty hilarious, the difference between the gear that I brought and then Marty, the buddy that I'm doing the trip with, brought. He has, what do you think your gear weighs, Marty?
Probably a total carry of, with the camera and everything, it's got to be close to 200 pounds total.
Where I'm sitting at probably around 15 pounds of gear all in with my pack raft. So the question is, can I handle a river like this and get down safely and within my comfort limits? And then once I get to camp, am I gonna be warm and comfortable enough? With Marty being in the canoe and me being in the pack raft, there's gonna be some interesting analysis on what the trade-offs are. Whether portaging is easier in the canoe or the pack raft is gonna potentially be a toss-up. How maneuverable and quick we are in the rapids is gonna be interesting to see as well. The big thing that's not a toss-up is how fast we are on the flat water. We're starting off on a lake here, and Marty is significantly faster than me, having to wait up as I kind of plod along. I'm a bit of a tugboat, while he's a speedy sailboat. What's camp life gonna be for Marty versus myself? Because I'm curious to see what you brought with you for food and sleep systems, everything like that, because I'm pretty bare bones.
Little campfire right there.
Nice.
We're looking.
We made it to camp for the night. It's always a great campsite when you're right next to the river. We have a little rapid right there that's gonna soothe us to sleep, and then a nice sunset over the hill right there. I'm gonna get out of my paddling gear, get into some dry clothes, set up camp, and then we'll maybe take a look at what Marty brought, what I brought for camp setups, and compare what that looks like. So we're all done setting up camp. Let's go see what Marty has, because like we mentioned earlier, he has about 80 pounds worth of gear, and I'm curious where all that gear is. So Marty, why are you carrying so much gear?
So for a sleep system, this is by far my most comfortable sleep system I've ever put together.
Looks like it might be the heaviest too.
It's heavy, but considering the comfort, it's pretty lightweight. So got the big Neoloft large, the 25-inch pad, combined with the Zenbivy -12 bed. And of course, I've got the Zenbivy pillow here, and somewhere back here, got my 2 extra Trichology pillows.
2 extra.
This is my version of a body pillow, essentially.
I think your 3 pillows weigh the same as my entire sleep system. Marty's gonna sleep like a baby tonight. He's gonna be hearing me kind of whimpering in my tent over there. My sleep system total weighs 1.5 pounds. It's basically the lightest sleep system that you can get without going like completely crazy, completely minimal. My pillow is very light, my sleeping pad is very light, and my quilt's very light. But right now, I don't know about you, Marty, but I'm pretty hungry. Should we go get some dinner going?
We should get some food going. All right. We'll see who's got the best meal tonight.
For my cook system, I'm keeping it pretty minimal as well. The Toke 750 milliliter no handles pot with the Pika lid holding it all together. Fuel canister under there, and then the Pocket Rocket Deluxe stove. For cooking, just classic backpacking fare. Even though I'm basically on a canoe trip, I have a bunch of freeze-dried meals. But I am curious what Marty brought, because he has an entire blue barrel full of food.
All full of goodies. The goodies.
What do you got there, Marty?
Okay, let's do it. I was gonna wait a little bit, but
Marty's saying he's got.
We can start the evening properly.
All right.
We can start the evening properly.
That is not ultralight.
There you go. Cheers, my friend.
I'm gonna get my freeze-dried meal going, and I'll keep you updated on what Marty's got cooking as we go along. Thanks. My meal's ready to go here. I got some teriyaki chicken. That took about 10 minutes to get ready. Marty's cooking some broccoli in the pot, but it's taking a bit. And then what else you got going on for dinner tonight, Marty?
So for the main entree, we've got ourselves a sirloin steak marinating with just oil and Montreal steak spice. And we've got some steamed broccolis here. I'm testing out this little kettle. There's a basket in there so you can steam your veggies.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah.
Steak
and heavy.
Steamed broccoli, and you gotta like your fuel canister. Like that would last me an entire summer. Your meal's probably gonna taste better, but mine was definitely done quicker, and I was hungry.
Yeah, No, this is the art of patience. But you get to do this, you know,
Here, yeah.
with
And the beer's
a beautiful view,
tasting so good.
good people. I could do this any night.
I'm not a complete crazy person. I did bring a couple snacks for myself on this trip. I got some cheesies and a Kit Kat bar, so some luxuries, but not nearly as good as Marty with beer, steak, steamed broccoli, wine. We're just gonna chill, enjoy the beautiful river right here, and then Marty's gonna get a really good night's sleep, and I'm gonna try my best to not toss and turn awake all night. We'll see you guys in the morning and wish me luck. Good morning. I had a pretty mediocre sleep last night. It was not great, but let's go to bed and we'll talk about it. The temperature got down to just about 3 degrees Celsius last night, so a little bit colder than expected and pretty chilly. That's basically getting down to freezing, and I was chilly and I wasn't the most comfortable either. So the sleep system I have definitely has room for improvement. I think I'm going to try some different things tonight with it, and we'll see if I can sleep a little bit warmer and a little bit more comfortably, because the temperature should be around the same. Let's go check in with Mr. Marty over there and see how he did. How'd you sleep, Marty?
I slept pretty good. It got a little chilly there in the morning, and I find that the one weak spot of the Zenbivy is right here where my hand is. I need one more clip just to prevent the breeze from coming in, but other than that breeze, I did really good. And my pad was comfortable. I woke up twice. I woke up at 2 a.m. and then I woke up at like 6:30.
Sweet.
So that's a success for sure.
Pretty good. Well, let's get going.
Let's get going.
One of the reasons we were cold last night, even though both our sleep systems were rated to be able to handle the temperatures that we saw, is how humid and high the moisture content is in the air where we were. We're sitting in a bed of fog right around the river here, so that was getting into the down and decreasing the effective loft of our sleep systems. Like I said, there's still a couple things I want to try with my sleep system in order to make it a little bit more effective, so I'm going to try that tonight. We've got 2 more nights in order for me to dial it in. We're going to finish getting packed up, eat breakfast, throw on our paddling clothes that we have hanging up over there, and then hit the water for a pretty interesting day. As we go down the river, we're going to be encountering a series of whitewater rapids, and they're going to be different difficulties. Everything from nice, easy, kind of flowing river, all the way up to waterfalls and big extreme whitewater. We have a map that kind of identifies where the more difficult rapids are. As we get to the more extreme rapids, we're going to get off our boats, scout them, and then decide whether we run them or not. If we decide not to run them, then ideally there's a trail around the rapid that we can follow, carry our gear. And that's gonna be interesting, because Marty has a lot more gear than me, and I'm curious to see how much quicker I can be on some of those portages, especially the longer ones that are 800 plus meters. I'm a little nervous, also really excited. I love whitewater kayaking, going down rivers like this, but it's been a while since I've done anything really extreme, especially in such a remote area as this. We've got a beautiful morning here. The leaves are changing colors, this fog, the water. We're starting off the day with a nice little warm up with some smaller rapids that will kind of let us get our feet wet, kind of play around a little bit, have some fun before we have to start making some decisions with some of the more tougher rapids. We're just finishing up a good section of flat water paddling after the warm-up rapids right at the beginning, which were a ton of fun. Now we're getting to the extreme stuff. The river narrows up here. We're getting into a bit of a canyon, and the very first rapid of this is a class 5-6, which means that it's big whitewater, potentially a waterfall. So we're gonna get out, we're gonna scout it, and probably portage, which means carrying our gear around the rapids so that we're not risking anything, not being dangerous. And this trip, we're remote, so we're gonna play it safe in these kind of conditions. So this is what we're taking a look at. The water level is pretty low, so everything's a little rockier, a little bonier, and this is outside of our comfort zone. So we're gonna portage around. So carry our gear and then put in below this whitewater feature. I'm gonna deflate my pack raft. And then take out the tubes that are inside of it that are containing all of my gear, and then put all of that into a pack that I also have inside my pack raft, and then carry that backpacking style through the forest. My situation is actually pretty straightforward. Marty's is a bit more complicated with 2 different barrels, as well as this boat that he's gonna have to carry over. It's 1:30 right now. Let's see how long it takes us to get through this portage. Made it down below all the rapids and this ledge that also looks a bit sketchy. And while Marty does the other loads, I'm gonna get my pack raft reinflated, all set up. And then if I have time, then I'll go help him carry some stuff as well, because it's a lot of gear. And he did bring me some treats. So I think I owe him a portage or 2. That was pretty cool. I'm used to portaging with canoes like Marty set up. We're having to do multiple trips. You have barrels, the canoe. The pack raft was surprisingly easy. It took me about 5 minutes to pack it up, 5 minutes to get it set back up again once we got to the other side of the rapids. And I was carrying probably about 15 pounds of gear versus like 60 to 80 pounds that Marty was carrying. So it was a lot easier to go through the bush as well, especially on an unmaintained trail. From here, we're gonna make our way down. We're gonna be hitting some smaller rapids, getting out scouting some bigger ones, and then potentially needing to do some more portaging as well. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Surfing! So we have a tougher rapid coming up here that's looks like a pretty big horizon line, so it's steep. We're gonna stop at this island and take a look at whether we can run it and what the best route might be. Okay, we're not gonna run that. We're gonna hop over the rocks here, go down, run this first rapid right here, get out, and then scout that second one, because that's looking like it could be pretty bony.
I'm thinking from the water, that first little white, like it's got the big thick tongue, and then to the left there's a little.
That was a blast. I miss Whitewater. Coming up, we got a really big rapid that probably gonna portage unless this low water makes it doable. But we'll scout it, see what it looks like. Just from here, we can see that we're not gonna run it, so we're gonna hoof it back, portage. Luckily, the trail is pretty good, so I'm probably just gonna shoulder the boat and carry it all the way here. We just got around the waterfall. These portages are tiring, but we should have a little bit of easier time right here with some moving water, but nothing that we should need to scout. Something we're gonna have to keep an eye on is the time of the day, because it's later in the season. We're running out of daylight. It's 4 o'clock right now. Sunset's 6:30. So we'll definitely be hoping we can make some time through this next handful of kilometers.
You can go left or right, just don't hit any rocks.
Yeah.
It's a pick and choose your adventure here, but yeah, that line is beauty.
Woo! So we're at camp. This is a nice spot right here. I'm gonna get changed out of my stuff. I am a little bit worried about being warm tonight because I think it's gonna get a little bit colder, but I've got some tricks up my sleeve. Namely, I'm gonna try and wear the base layers that I wore all day today overnight. So I have this polyester top and then matching polyester pants, and I wore those underneath my dry suit the entire day paddling. They're a little bit damp right now though because of sweating inside of them. So what I'm hoping to do is wear my Alpha Direct layers over top and then dry out those base layers and then have those base layers as an extra layer while I'm sleeping. Fingers crossed, that allows me to stay as warm as I need to be overnight. If that doesn't work, then we got one more night. I got one more thing that I could try, but it's a little risky. Just like yesterday, we got a drying setup going on over here, and then we're gonna head down to the river and have maybe a fire and eat dinner down there. After today, seeing kind of like the pack raft going down some rapids, I'm curious what your thoughts are, because you're a big canoe. You see like hard side kayakers around, and I'm just curious, because a lot of people question the capabilities of pack rafts.
I have no doubt of the capabilities of a pack raft. I've seen guys run some pretty wild stuff, and it's very nice. It's very interesting to see how fast you were through obstacles, through portages. I thought it was going to take way longer to tear down and put it back up.
Yeah, same here actually. Like the system with like having the bag and then just throwing the dry bags in, strapping the boat on, and just going like 5 minutes either end.
No, yeah, that was
just book it.
Much faster than I expected it to be.
So that part's been nice. You have a lot more luxury gear. I think that's where, like, I think we're both like it's that's the thing. We're both enjoying the trip and having a ton of fun. Yeah. And I just think like I'm just lazier than you, so I like to eat my freeze dried meal and have zero snacks, and you got a full on axe, saw, and table. So sweet. Well, I'm starving, so I'm gonna get cool.
I'm gonna start a fire because I'm getting cold. I'll cook after.
Dinner's ready. Beef marinara. Haven't had this one from Peak Refuel, but their meals are usually pretty good. And it can't be worse than the meal I had last night. That's good. Cheesy, tomatoey, pasty, everything I want. But I am curious what Marty's got for dinner tonight. So what do you got for dinner, Marty?
So when I went to the grocery store before I left, what I bought yesterday came in a pack of two, both things. So I've got steamed broccolis again, which is the other broccoli. And of course, another steak.
More steak, nice. I just want to know what I was carrying in the barrel today.
Yes, oh, and speaking of that,
the wine tax.
The wine tax, I believe, yes, for the help.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Hey.
Got a good fire going.
Yeah, dude, this is life.
Had a good fire, good dinner. Marty shared some more of his steak with me too, which was delicious. Now it's time to go to bed because my body is beat. We had a big day, 24 kilometers, a bunch of paddling, a lot of flat water, which was not easy in the pack raft, and really hoping I get a good night's sleep. I think all my base layers have dried out, so I should stay a little bit warmer, and then as long as I can stay warm and then be comfortable in my sleep system, I should get a pretty good sleep and wake up nice and refreshed tomorrow to hit the day running, because we got a big day right from the start. So I'm gonna crawl into bed. Good night, and we'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. I'm feeling pretty good this morning, better than I probably deserve. Feeling a little bit limber, not super stiff, which I'm surprised about considering the big day that we had. I also slept very warm, and there's two factors with that. The first one being that wearing my base layers I wore underneath my dry suit and then lay that dry out as we were sitting around camp worked really well. That extra layer kept me toasty warm. The second factor is the temperature. It was quite a bit warmer last night. I used a Bluetooth thermometer in order to track the temperature over the course of the night, and the low last night was only 10 degrees Celsius, which is quite a bit warmer than the almost 0 degrees Celsius, almost freezing that it was the previous night. So a big win for my super ultralight sleep system. I was able to sleep comfortably enough to not be stiff this morning and warm enough. My tent was also great. This is a Durston X-Dome 1 Plus, one of my favorite tents of all time. And something that I was worried about on this trip was condensation, but it vents super well. I had both vents open, and the material that's made of, it doesn't hold on to water very much. So it's been performing very well. And being on the Canadian Shield like I am on this trip, having a fully freestanding tent makes staking it out, setting it up really easy. The size is also something that I was worried about, but it hasn't been an issue. This is not a very frequented river. We're noticing that probably only a dozen people actually run this river every year. So the trails are not very worn in, the campsites are not very established, but the X-Dome, even though it is a bigger footprint, has been able to fit anywhere I need it. We're gonna get camp torn down, eat some breakfast, and then I'll show you everything that I brought with me from a pack rafting perspective. All the gear that I'm using to get suited up, my pack rafting gear, how I'm storing gear throughout the day, as well as the gear that I'm storing from camp. But before we do all that, I wanna thank the sponsor of this video, Garage Grown Gear, because their support allows me to get out on trips like this, where I'm testing gear in new environments and really putting it through its paces. Crazy cool gear like the sleeping pad I've been using on this trip, the 50-gram comfortable pillow that I'm using, and basically my entire cook system, which you already know I think is amazing. Garage Grown Gear is the one-stop shop for everything cottage and ultralight gear, but also has some unique items like the ultralight pack raft and paddle kit from Supai. I'm pretty intrigued by the ultralight pack rafting kit, and I might have to try one of those out next time I go on a pack rafting trip that's maybe a little bit more mellow. So thank you, Garage Grown Gear, for supporting this video and making this trip happen, as well as making sure that everyone is supplied with the latest and greatest ultralight gear. Go check out everything that Garage Grown Gear has to offer, including their pack rafting gear, down at the link in the video description. For breakfast, I'm keeping it pretty minimal as well. I just have my homemade oatmeal that I cold soak inside these Rusby bags. Really easy, quick in the morning. It gets the job done. Whereas Marty's over there at this table and everything, making espresso right now. He's living the good life. Before we hit the water, let's go over my entire pack rafting kit, because I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty slick how all this works together. For what I'm wearing, I am wearing basically like full whitewater kit. I have a helmet on because we're going through whitewater. You don't want to be banging your head on rocks. I have a full PFD. This isn't even the lightest PFD because we're not doing a lot of walking. I have a rescue PFD. Normally I'd bring a little bit of a lighter PFD, but this one's great. It has a lot of pockets. A big pocket up front here where I keep my phone, whistle, sunscreen, lip chap, my inReach. This is really nice to have. And then it has a full rescue harness as well. And then I'm wearing a full dry suit from Level 6. This thing has kept me very, very dry, even when I go for swims on other trips. It's not letting any water in, which is great because that's what keeps me warm throughout the day. Because I'm in a pack raft, I have water dripping all over me, I have water splashing on me, so staying dry is very important. And then as you saw, I have a full polyester base layer system underneath my dry suit. For my feet, I have these Astral boots here. These are really nice because they're very grippy on rocks, on slick rock, and then they have drainage holes so that drains water really easily, and then they dry quickly as well. These things have actually been really, really nice on this trip. And because they're a little bit more of a robust shoe, I can do the portages, hike in them, and it's not a problem. My paddle is an old classic. It's the Aquabound Shred. This is the full carbon version, so it's a little bit lighter than their fiberglass version, and it's stronger than my ultralight pack rafting paddle, which is full carbon blades, about half the weight, but not as durable. And I didn't bring a backup paddle on this trip, so I wanted something that was gonna hold up to some bumps and bruises. For gear storage, basically everything that I'm using around camp, like my cook system, my tent, my sleep system, my clothing, I have these 2 dry bags that are tubular shaped because they fit inside of the boat. And this is one of the most awesome things about recently developed pack rafts is that you store all the gear inside the tubes on the side, and that makes your boat a lot more stable. You're not having things kind of hanging around, which is a safety factor. And it's awesome. You just have this big zipper on the back of the boat. You open that up and then you slide the bags into the tubes. And then there's little buckles on the inside that you attach the bags to so that they're not sliding up and down the boat all day. And then this is the pack that I'm using to carry everything on the longer portages. I can fit both dry bags inside, strap the pack raft to the outside. And because it doesn't really have a frame, just this like thin foam frame, I can also just shove this into the back of the pack raft, and then it's easy to pull it out when I get to a portage. Zip it all up, and then everything inside of the boat is fully waterproof, ready to go. Then the next step is to inflate the pack raft. I have this Flextail Max Pump 3 with a Sockdolager adapter on it. So this works with a lot of sleeping pads out there, but then also makes it so the Flextail fits onto alpaca pack rafts and then you can inflate it. The Max Pump 3 is insanely effective. I don't think I'll ever not bring it on a pack rafting trip because it inflates the boat in under 2 minutes and it gets it nice and firm, and it makes it so much easier than using an inflation bag or my breath. And it's actually lighter than the inflation bags that Alpaca sells. And then I have a couple other storage options going on the outside of the boat that is for stuff that I need throughout the day. So I have this bow bag here that Alpaca makes, and then inside here I have another dry bag. Inside this dry bag I keep my poop kit, my pump, first aid, some snacks, and then just some other odds and ends that I want to keep dry and might need access throughout the day. And then outside of the dry bag, I keep my water bottle, my filter, and that's about it. This bow bag, I think, is essential for trips where you're gonna be out on the water a lot because you need a lot of gear to get through a day and you don't wanna be having to open up your boat in order to get gear out of it. I also have a backbend bag here, which is really nice because this is just where I keep my safety stuff, my throw bag, and then my rescue kit. It's just nice to have it separate from my bow bag stuff, and I know if I'm getting my boat to scout or something, I can just reach back, grab my throw bag, and it's all just in one place. Really easy to grab. If you're interested in all of my kit, then I'll have a full Pack Wizard gear list link below, and you can check out all the little nuances of it. And then the main piece of this entire kit, the pack raft. This is the Alpaca Mage, and it's got some cool things going for it. It's one of Alpaca's top of the line boats because it has some features on it that this other pack rafts don't have. The main one being the fact that on the floor, you have this drop floor that's really stiff and it creates some edges on the boat. So you can kind of carve around the river with it. You can surf with it. I've done that a lot back in Calgary, and it creates a little bit of a stiffer bottom to the boat so that when you are punching waves and going through holes, you're not folding as much. I went with the open self-bailing version because I wanted to be able to get in and out of the boat easily. And I find that the skirt and everything just gets a little bit warm sometimes. And I'm really liking it on this trip. With a dry suit, I've been toasty warm. It hasn't been a problem, and I've really enjoyed it, especially when we are getting in and out of the boat. I have a skirted pack raft as well, and I see the benefit of that, especially for really ultralight boats, because you can just wear a rain jacket on top. You don't need a full dry suit, and you save a lot of weight with that. The Alpaca Mage isn't light. I think it's around 8 pounds without all the extra doodads on it, which is a little bit heavier to carry, but still not crazy. It's lighter than any hard-sided kayak on the market. There's some design things with this boat that make it so that it does whitewater really well. You have a full back band that you can tighten up. You have thigh straps that allow you to actually roll this boat. I've done that a few times when I've been practicing with it. And then you have a foot brace on the front. So everything that you need basically that you'd have in a hard side boat, you have in this pack raft in order to navigate whitewater effectively. That's it. We got the underwear model over here. You ready to go, Marty? Hit the river?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. So we got nice easy one to start, and then probably some stuff that we'll get out, scout, take a look at, hopefully run and have some fun with. Should be a good day. Woo! You want to get out and look at it?
That pyramid right there.
Yeah.
And then go right, and then I just.
So go right of that like that double peak rock there.
I'll go left of that double.
You're going left.
See that rock there? Right there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the right of that and then kind of go, I'm gonna head towards those rocks at the end there, yeah?
Yep, cool. That's what I was looking at too. We got a nice cruisy bit before we get to some smaller rapids that are gonna be fun to go down. Just taking a break, fill up some water, get hydrated. It's actually easy, kind of like winter camping. It's easy to get dehydrated when you're on the water, canoeing, kayaking, pack rafting, that kind of thing, because it just isn't top of mind. Your water bottle isn't just right there. So I'm making sure I'm drinking lots of water. Got my filter here and my Migo bottle. I love this bottle for canoeing and pack rafting because it's such a wide opening. It makes it easy to filter water when you're sitting in a boat and then dumping in electrolyte powder. It's pretty sweet. Miranda did a great job. Great job. This is the life. I'm feeling really good today with my whitewater skills and my comfort with the rapids. I was really nervous going into this trip just with like being a little rusty with my skills, but I'm feeling so good. It's been so much fun. Marty's been great at helping me scout the rapids, figure out the lines, and kind of keeping an eye on me, keeping me out of trouble. So we just finished our final portage of the trip around a pretty big rapid, but as I was looking at the rapid, I was thinking to myself, I kind of want to be able to run that someday. Right now we just have some smaller rapids and then flat water to take us to camp. At some point between here and camp, I want to try and roll this pack raft because that's something that I haven't done with this much weight in it, with a full kit in it. And I want to see if I can do it, because if I can flip over upside down in the pack raft and then flip myself back, that's with weight in the boat, that's huge. So at some point we're gonna stop to do that as we make our way to camp. Leaves blowing. All right, I think we're at the spot where I want to try for a roll. I'm gonna get a little bit closer to the shore, so if I bail, then I can push my boat and get back in. All right, let's see how this goes. Oh, not bad. That was easier than I thought it'd be. Woo! So we hit the spot where we're gonna camp tonight, but it's not looking good. This river just does not see enough traffic to make any of the campsites that great. We were looking across the river at that gravel bar there, but it's a little bit windy for that. So we're actually gonna keep heading down. Maybe we'll find a really good campsite. We'll see. Otherwise, we'll be having to go with option B. So we weren't able to find a campsite, so we're gonna be moving on to plan B, and that's just kind of the nature of this trip. It was kind of unexpected, everything that we ran into. The portages, the campsites, there was not a lot of people that have gone down this before us, but it was a ton of fun. Like I said at the beginning, I was nervous for this trip, worried about my abilities and able to tackle things, but I had so much fun. There's like some technical kind of creaky stuff, some whitewater. The camping was really fun. It was really neat kind of figuring out systems over a 4-day pack rafting trip, which is the longest pack rafting trip that I've done. I also loved seeing the comparison of a pack raft versus a canoe. There's definitely some strengths with the canoe, some strengths with the pack rafts, and I think both Marty and I had a great time, and it kind of fit the way we like to go down trips. So that was really cool to see as well. Some lessons that I learned from this trip were that I probably shouldn't go as ultralight as I did. My sleep system was pretty minimal. I could have gotten away with a warmer sleeping pad, warmer quilt. But other than that, like I think I dialed in my kit pretty well as far as cook system, clothing, as well as my other gear. This pack raft, the Alpaca Mage, pretty phenomenal. More capable than I thought it was going to be. I was able to kind of maneuver down the rapid really easily with the edges, and it was able to take a hit pretty well. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to the next time I come out here for another trip and for the next pack rafting trip as well. If you want to see what I think was one of my cooler trips of the year, go check out this video right up here. It's myself and another buddy going out on a 3-day pack rafting trip where we hiked up a glacier, up over a mountain, and then down a river. It was pretty cool, very tough trip. And we also learned a lot on that one.